Uh, Christian, I know the job's not over, but your teammates told us no one took the Game 7 loss harder than you last year. How do you feel right now on the other side of one?
I mean, that's exactly what we wanted, you know. It's the exact moment I wanted. I felt like, you know, last year, obviously the team had a missed opportunity that I felt like we should have won. Obviously, they were the better team that night, but I just felt like there was opportunity left on the table, and I feel like I wanted to be a part of it. You know, I wanted to be more, and everybody wants to play more, but I just thought that, you know, in that game, I felt like I was playing well and wanted to play more minutes, and everybody wants that. Everybody, you know, in the league wants that, and I got that. You know, it's exactly what I wanted, and those guys trusted me, and they have all year, but they trusted me in that moment. So this is the exact moment I was looking for, and I'm just glad, that you know, it went our way.
Christian, you spent a lot of time covering Harden over the course of the season. I can't imagine it gets easier, but like, what do you feel like you learned over the course of the series in terms of making it as difficult as you can?
Yeah, I mean, he's great. He's one of the best scorers I feel like to ever play the game. There's no easy way to guard him, but I think the guys behind me did a great job of showing him bodies, getting out to guys, flying around. So I couldn't pressure him how I wanted to pressure him and pick him up all game if I didn't have guys behind me that were flying around. So I think the credit goes to those guys, and Yoke was great at the rim. All series, his levels were great with how many screens they set for him. Mike was flying around. Everybody behind me allowed me to guard him. You know how I wanted to guard him. But I think maybe the biggest part was Russ. You know, he's played against James. You know, he's played with James, so kind of knows his game. And he was telling me, you know, what looks to give him, when to give him this look, when to do this, when to force him right. When he's going right, this is what he's doing, you know, and I learned that over the course of the series. I think I got better and better as we went, and then the guys trusted me and the coaches trusted me tonight. You know, we didn't want to switch, and they kept me on them all night. So the credit goes to those guys and the coaches, you know, for trusting me.
Christian, I would describe your three-point shooting in this game as extremely confident. How vindicating does it feel to continue to put in the work as you have over the course of several years, and to make them in a very big moment?
I mean, you know, that's just trusting. I think trusting the work is probably the biggest part, but that's what I do. That's who I am. You know, I need to hit open shots. Didn't do it early in the series, and knew that, you know, I needed to put the work in and be ready to hit those shots. And doesn't have to be, you know, 5 or 6 of them. It just needs to be the ones that I need to take, shoot the open ones, and pass it when I'm not. And I think I've kept that pretty consistent since I got here. The guys found me tonight, and I just trusted the work. And like I said, that's kind of who I've been all year. I feel like I've always been a good percentage shooter, and the averages we're going to get back closer to where they should be. Like I said, I didn't shoot it well early, but I'm just got to continue to trust my work and continue to shoot the ones when I'm open.
Christian, obviously, we don't know the results yet, but the vote's already in for MVP. It's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Nikola are two of the top 3 finishers playing in the next round. The award's likely to be announced at some point in the second round. Where did you come down on this MVP race, and how do you think that debate went?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I come down. I think that Nikola had maybe the greatest season ever. I mean, it's pretty simple to watch. I don't know if you'll ever see, you know, a player do what he did ever again. You know, in one singular regular season, and they were both great. I think obviously the Thunder are an amazing team. Shai's an amazing player, so I don't think there's any wrong choice. But to see what Nikola did night in and night out, I don't know that you'll ever see that again. You know, hit big shots, takes threes, scores every time in the paint. He was great again tonight defensively. Like, people don't realize how good he is for us defensively when his levels and he's moving his feet and doing those things. I just think that the way he played this year, you might not ever see a complete full season like Nikola had this year.
He said, when I asked him about it, it's the furthest thing from anyone, either of their minds right now. Obviously, you're in the playoffs, you just won a Game 7. But do you think it matters to him, the results here?
No, I know it doesn't. Yeah, I know for a fact it doesn't. He shows up and does his work and plays his game no matter what. It doesn't matter what game. He's going to approach this Game 7 the same way he approached Game 23 of the regular season. It's just, that's who he is. He's consistent. His work ethic, his approach, his routine is the same exact every single game. Doesn't matter if it's a big Game 7 or it's a, whatever game in the regular season. That's just who he is. He's consistent. He's not worried about, the individual stuff. He wants to win, and he wants to win at a high level. And I think you saw tonight, maybe he didn't score the most points, but he was really excited with how we played as a team, and he's communicating a ton in the huddle. So I don't think that the award means as much to him as winning does.
Christian, just to follow up on what you said about Russ kind of helping you prep for James, well, what exactly does that look like? Is it notes in a team film session? Is he pulling you to the side afterward, or is there stuff in game before the series? What is kind of that process?
It's all the time. It's whenever he sees it. Game 6, he hits a step back on me, and Russ told me show him different looks and show him this and show him that. Maybe I fouled him. He'll come over to me. It doesn't matter if it's in the walkthrough, if it's we're watching film and he sees something, if it's on the court, the game he was hurt, we talked a lot. It's just, he's played against them. He knows all these guys. He knows a lot of the Clippers sets better, more than anybody. And he just did a really good job of, and it's different because, we're throwing different things at him and, showing this when we're in this coverage and just different things. Obviously, his knowledge is off the charts, and you see his defensive impact himself. Today he was flying around. I think he had 5 steals, and he was great defensively. So not only I think did he help me, but he was great himself on defense, and that's just kind of who he is, the energy he brings, and it's fun to learn from him. And it's pretty crazy. Like when I did listen to what he was saying, a lot of the things that he was saying did happen, and I look at him and be like, okay, yeah, that's what it looks like, and so he was great. Helped me out.
Just wanted to get your initial thoughts on the OKC Thunder, their team that won 68 games. You guys split with them this year. Just what are you thinking about them in this series? I
mean, they're great. They're a great team. They're top to bottom. They got guys that can shoot it. They got guys that can create. They got 2 really, really good big guys. Their bench is deep. They guard. Shea's tough. I mean, they have a lot of different things they can throw at you. Like you said, we split, during the regular season, but that doesn't mean anything, We're going to show them different things. They're going to show us different things. They're really well coached. They're disciplined. They're just a really good team, top to bottom. That's who they are. That's who they've been. They've been consistent. They're hungry. They want to win. So they're a great team, but we're a great team. I know that we're going to be prepared. We don't have a lot of days to get ready, but I know we will be ready. We'll think about them tomorrow when we get there.
Thank you, Christian.
Yep.